guys.
Were we supposed to do that again?
Yeah, I promised you that I would go big, but I assumed that we'd go big together in the Christmas outfits.
I feel offended. I went full bore for 2 episodes.
So we're not.
I did wear a sweater once.
So we're not going to do it?
Well, I mean, it is Christmas season. So maybe we should.
Pow! Whoa!
That looks amazing. Thanks,
little
guys.
better. A little better.
Yes, this is the last one of the season.
Now we're bringing the cheese.
We got to do it. We're
Let's
bringing
do
the
this.
cheese.
Rudolph sold the sled, now he's betting on red in a casino made out of gingerbread.
Bring that Christmas cheese.
Bring that
Christmas
Christmas cheese.
cheese.
You look amazing. It was the last one of the season, so we had to go big.
You know what?
or
We
go
were
home.
halving it up a little bit earlier, except for Clayton.
Yeah, Clayton was always dedicated.
I don't know what's happening to Clayton today,
I
but
don't
he
know.
looks...
He looks amazing.
Joyous.
It's Christmas time in Marrakesh.
I want to sign up
Da-da-da-da-da.
to whatever club you're a part of. Like if there's a group of men that gather and
yeah.
play cards.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Actually, this is Sons of the Desert.
Oh,
That would be our Laurel and Hardy peeps, yo. And my buddy Halal gave me this hat so I can go to the Sons of the Desert.
And it goes with the bow tie so nicely.
it does. It does.
And he's brought the whole funk.
He's just amazing.
I love him.
Just
I love him. I'm going to marry him.
Absolutely.
Cheers to our Christmas. This is the official Upward Spiral Christmas celebration
It
show.
is. Absolutely.
Clinky,
Welcome.
drinky,
Cheers,
noggy,
clinky,
noggy.
Little
Noggy,
noggy.
Wow, single malt in eggnog sounds great.
Did you find that somebody poured half a gallon of whiskey in yours?
There's a mystery Scotsman who just comes by and throws whiskey in your drinks, and you
Okay.
never know when he'll strike, but he struck.
But well, maybe we should first open our first Christmas present.
Okay. So this is actually.
Where did we get this?
We don't know. It just kind of appeared. So it
So
could be.
it just was here.
It could be a Christmas miracle because it just, it wasn't here and then it was here, and so we're gonna open it up.
Before we open this thing up,
Yeah.
could it be a bomb? I'm just saying.
We don't know. Like nobody. We don't. It doesn't say who it's from.
I mean,
it doesn't
look,
say what it is.
Christmas
We don't
gifts
know.
are the bomb. Or we're gonna reach in and we're gonna find out what this mystery gift
Okay,
is.
I'm sure
Okay?
it's perfectly innocent.
I'm sure it's
I'm sure this
perfectly-
is fine. We're probably.
Oh my god. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Oh God.
Oh. Is that what I think it is?
It's potpourri.
Well,
Yeah,
that
so,
was,
we-
So thank
But,
God there were no presents.
Yeah,
There was
no,
nothing.
definitely going to cut that out. in
We
post.
absolutely did not receive anything. We've not been made aware of any source of anything.
No.
so
This is a Christmas celebration about outfits.
absolutely
Whiskey.
and we wouldn't dare
Eggnog.
reveal or divulge the secrets of the present we didn't receive.
No, we didn't receive a present, and there is no underground organization anywhere.
Thank you
In
for
this
clearing that up
country.
publicly.
What are we talking about today, Jiggy?
Well, it's kind of funny because we wanted to do a Christmas episode.
We did.
And we
did 3.
We did 3 of them. We did so many, but we started out with this idea. Let's talk about Charles Dickens. When we started looking into it, we were like, I don't know, maybe we'll change the episode, but we
We were worried that people wouldn't care
Right.
about Charles Dickens
they wouldn't
in particular.
tune into a full episode of Upward Spiral if that's all we talked
Who
about.
worried
wouldn't
about it.
care about Chucky Dicky?
And this is
Well, this is
What the?
the problem.
I'm
This is-
sorry. I have a
this is-
problem
this is
with
why-
people not caring about Charles Dickens.
We promised
We
after
did.
he talked for 4 hours straight that we wouldn't say the name again, and I said it again, and here
Did.
we go.
I even brought up the book.
The thing is Clayton spent like a week studying up on his Dickens because this is in his wheelhouse, and he wants to share with you about Charles Dickens. So we're
Loves
gonna
him.
let him have it,
Okay.
and then we're gonna
Let's-
move on.
You know what? Instead of talking the whole time about Charles Dickens,
Right.
Since we know that Clayton is obsessed with Charles Dickens.
Yes,
I'm not obsessed. I'm just very, very, very interested.
Sure.
sure, buddy.
Who's your favorite Christmas guy, Clayton?
Yeah, who is it?
Okay, well, I'm glad you asked, boys, because
Yeah.
my favorite Christmas guy is a man named Charles Dickens.
No way.
No.
I
way.
know. He's
super surprised by
He's
this.
amazing. He's so
Yeah.
cool. Now, here's why I think he's very important to talk about on the upward spiral.
I'm
okay,
in.
I've got a drink.
Listen,
gonna
you
sit
guys all
back.
have your single malt eggnogs.
Yep.
Sit back, enjoy your time, and there it is.
All right, let it rip, Clay.
All right, here we go. My man wrote a little novel called Oliver Twist.
It's a good story.
It's the first plot twist.
So here's the thing. He got super crazy rich from Oliver Twist.
Oh, good book.
right?
Yeah.
Now, his whole entire family, they were in debtor's prison when he was a little boy. And Charles had to go to work in the workhouses as like a little child.
That's
really,
a bummer.
really sad.
Things were different
Yeah.
back then.
Yeah,
They really
absolutely.
were. Back in the day, there was such things called debtor's prison. Like today, everyone...
Today they call it college loans.
Right.
and credit cards.
Credit card debt.
And
We're
they
all
love you being in
prison.
debt.
Yeah.
Like, that's the way this whole system works.
Not that I'm going to sit here and belabor details,
right.
but you can discharge credit card debt.
Yeah.
You cannot discharge your college loan.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
so you're saying the biggest prison of all is definitely the
just
student loan
saying.
debt. Yeah, it's very true.
Back in the day, people hated debt, and they're like, you are in my debt, so you're going to go to prison until one of your family members can pay off your debts. Dude. And that, as a
up.
little boy, 11-year-old boy, Charles Dickens, had to go to work to pay off his family's debts. Dang. Brutal. So when he's in his 30s, he's got this family, like 4 kids at the time or whatever. Yeah. He was a pretty successful writer, and he was doing really, really great. But the problem is he fell into the same traps as his father did. He started spending all this money that he got. He wrote novel after novel after novel, and all 3 were flops. And so he was hemorrhaging cash. He goes over to his publishers. He was like, hey guys, give me an advance because I got a book stirring up in my mind.
Why not?
Thing. And they go, great, what is it? He's like, it's stirring, don't know what it is. And so they had this whole falling out. They won't give him an advance. It's October. He's broke. He may almost have to send his whole family to debtor's prison like his father before him. He goes, I'm going to have to write a book in record time and self-publish it. Because he fired his publishers. So he's like, okay, what am I going to do? I got to do like some kind of a story. What's coming up? It's October. What's that? And at the time, Christmas was not so like big, huge, massive Christmas as we have today.
Right.
Back in the day, it was more like kind of like American Thanksgiving, where it was like, okay, we get together for a meal, we say thank you and celebrate Jesus' birth, and then we move on.
And that's it.
It wasn't this huge thing, right? So he's like, okay, I can piggyback on Christmas. If I like create like a one little season book, it'll sell like hotcakes, and then I can make my money, and then I can put all my debts away, and we're good to go.
So he was the first guy to self-publish on Amazon Prime.
It was
And
on
this
Kindle.
Is,
It was Kindle.
It was Kindle.
Exactly
This is
not.
huge.
Yeah,
that's
it was
amazing.
way before
Yeah.
Amazon.
Oh.
Here's what happened. He wrote this idea called A Christmas Carol, which is a ghost story,
Right.
as we all know it very well,
Yes.
in 6 weeks.
You're kidding me.
He literally walked around London with his pad and paper, getting inspiration of all the different various strange characters that he saw, and he was writing it as he's walking around London for 6 weeks. He gets it out to the printer, he gets it out to the illustrator, they all collaborate in record time, and by December 19th, 1843, they publish A Christmas Carol. It sells so freaking well because it's a great little novella. Nobody really incorporated Christmas with like charitableness and giving and helping of the poor and all that kind of stuff. He basically invented that idea of community and helping people out. He pulled himself out of debt, and he got freaking even more rich because of this. And
Because
why?
he self-published.
Because he
Yeah.
self-published.
That's amazing.
This is such an upward spiral thing. He could have given up. He could have just gone into debtor's prison, given his kids the same crappy childhood that he had, right? But he thought different. He was like, I'm not going to go into the downward spiral. I have to use what I can do in my life and my talent and literally pull myself up and out, and got into the upward spiral. So people say that he invented Christmas, which I don't know if he did or not, but the modern day Christmas of charitableness, Christmas spirit, the whole thing, that's very much that story. So
And kind of rediscovering yourself that time of year, like being reborn almost, right? Like Christmas time comes, and now we got to bring up the spirit. You got to have that positivity. You got to have, right? That whole, like you may have been a grouchy, Scroogey, grump, butt face.
That was the original character's name.
yeah, so that's why I love me some Charles Dickens on Christmas, because honestly, that dude did incredible stuff for himself, for his family.
That's awesome.
And then kind of reinvented Christmas as we know it today.
It's the idea. I mean, the whole notion that we know today of being a better person is coming from this. So that's amazing.
That's exactly right.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Love it.
So
Love
that's my favorite Christmas guy.
All right. So we got to give it to him on this one. He talked our ears off about Dickens this morning, and we were about to cancel him and never let him speak about it again. But he made it work, and it sounds great, and it's a very compelling story.
Now I'm interested in this concept. Now I want to go back in time.
I want to know who's your favorite.
Before I say anything, we need to give a shout out to everybody's favorite Christmas legend.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Right. No,
don't you think at least a little bit of a shot?
We got to.
Because I feel like you can't be
JC.
Can't be JC. Like you can't choose JC, right? That's off the table.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why is it off the table?
Well, so here's the thing. For our listeners, they probably have heard me say before, born in Tulsa, Oklahoma, raised in the Bible Belt, raised every Christmas that Jesus was the reason for the season. And everybody kind of knows, I would say a large population of this earth knows that Christmas, with the name itself,
Christ
is centered around the birth of Christ. So obviously that's like the default. This is one of the main reasons that people celebrate it all around the world. But we thought we'd just kind of change it a little bit and throw in there, like, what are some alternate takes on like the reason behind Christmas? Who's your favorite guy behind Christmas? And for Clayton, it was Dickens. And so Jesus aside, because awesome dude, did great things. Who's your favorite guy besides Jesus?
Who's my favorite guy besides the old JC?
Yes.
Okay. So one of the best known penises in all of the world.
This took a left turn.
I thought that I covered Charles Dickens.
Well, the Dickens doesn't stop here.
Amazing.
I'm talking about Prince Albert.
Oh, the piercing.
Yes. Okay. I'm talking about a piercing.
Okay.
A lot of people think that piercing was there because he had Peyronie's disease, which is where your penis is curved.
Okay.
And that he put it in there in order to straighten his penis.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Are you really talking about this?
Was this not? This important.
Prince
not important
Albert.
To the story?
Prince Albert was a real guy, right? Prince Albert was married to Queen Victoria.
Prince Albert was a real guy.
Oh, really?
A real dude. Okay. A real dude who is most famous. Not most famous. Today, he is also famous
for his pipe tobacco.
For having a pierced penis.
Really?
Yes.
Wait, he really had a pierced?
He had a pierced penis.
Doinger?
Oh.
Yes, he had a pierced penis.
I thought he was the guy who went, hey.
Hey. Yeah, no.
Oh, that's Fat Albert.
That's Fat Albert. Different Albert.
Are you serious? He really had a pierced ding-dong?
Yes. Prince Albert had a pierced penis, and it was so famous for it that they named his style of piercing, which is where you put a little thing in the shaft and then a little kind of bull ring on the end of it, after him. And like I said, before I was so rudely interrupted so many times.
I'm so sorry. Go on.
It was not because he had Peyronie's disease and wanted to straighten his penis.
It's not why.
Say that again with your wobbling of your top head.
It was not because he had Peyronie's disease.
Okay.
And he wanted to straighten his penis.
Right.
Would it have helped? Who knows? But that's not the reason.
Okay.
The reason he pierced his penis.
I can't believe we're talking about this.
Excuse me? The reason he pierced his penis is because at the time, men wore very tight pants.
Okay.
And it was easy to see what was going on with your junk.
Okay.
And so Albert thought, in his infinite wisdom, I would like for my penis to stay on the side where it can be nice and pleasantly shaped and presented.
Wow.
So he would put a little chain and hook it to the ring at the end of his penis, pull it up, strap it to his belt, and then he would hold the penis exactly where he wanted it to be.
Wait, this is blowing my... Is this all fake?
Fact.
Or is this real?
This is fact.
Queen Victoria, she was into some stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Apparently their sex life was fantastic. They had 9 children.
They did. They
had 9 children, and he died at the age of 42. So 42 grandchildren. I mean, like they got it on.
All right.
So
holy smokes.
Yeah. So really, I think his penis is the reason for the season.
I've seen it written at every single Hobby Lobby I've ever walked into. It's right when you walk in the door, to the left. There are the shopping carts, and there's the sign. Everybody, you've been to Hobby Lobby.
I was going to say the tilt of the Earth is the reason for the season. No, it's the tilt of Prince Albert.
Prince Albert.
Hey, Noli.
Yes, sir.
What does this have to do with Christmas?
Everything.
Okay, I'm dying to know.
Everything.
Okay.
He was an inventive man who
Clearly.
came up with all sorts of interesting ideas, all sorts of interesting inventions, was always supporting different scientists, was huge in science, neat new ideas, trying to advance culture.
Yeah.
He was big on new ideas, hence the penis piercing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And invented the phrase, "You're jerking my chain."
He did.
Couldn't resist. Sorry. I will no longer interrupt your very serious Christmas anecdote.
That was accurate. So it was important. So it was important.
Boy.
Among the interesting things he did, he grew up as a child in a really warm, loving, happy home.
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
He had Christmas everywhere. In Germany at the time, Christmas was already huge. It was a big celebration. Everybody loved it. Even though Easter is the holiest day, Christmas had already kind of gained some big-time popularity in that part of the world.
Right.
In England, as Clayton mentioned, it was working its way. Okay. You needed to have Dickens. You needed to have Prince Albert. These people needed to come along to sort of like kick it up a notch.
Yeah.
So his Christmases were wonderful. His family was loving. He had a really good childhood. Victoria, who was his wife, and the Queen, the famous Queen Victoria that we all probably have heard of, did not.
Okay.
Oh.
Her childhood was the pits. It was awful. It was with a single mom, basically. Mm-hmm. And Christmases were boring and were times of just like regular pain and struggle. Her childhood wasn't great. Things didn't get good for her until she became queen, honestly. Her childhood was pretty bad. Prince Albert thought, this isn't going to fly. I got this hot Betty of a wife who wants to have sex all the time with my great penis.
Yeah, right.
With his piercing.
Mm-hmm.
To hold the chain.
Yeah.
Peyronie's disease, so I can hit the spots.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God!
Mm-hmm. She'd take him for walks around the house, just grab it. Mm-hmm. We're headed this way.
She did. And he would go on all fours and just around they would go. That is the first ever. And then he had to put another one on his neck because they tore the frame.
Oh, God!
That part might not be true.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it isn't true.
Check Wikipedia.
I'm not sure if it isn't true, but it might not be true.
Okay.
He loved his wife. They were close. They were first cousins. Yeah, I know. I get it.
Whoa, they were first cousins.
It's a different time.
They were first cousins, different time. Like, royals, they keep it in the family.
Blue bloods.
Yes.
Like Eddie Izzard said.
It's a bad idea when cousins marry.
But he loved her madly.
Yeah.
It was one of history's great love affairs.
Okay.
And he wanted her to have a great Christmas, and he wanted to bring some of that Christmas tradition to her home.
Okay.
So there are a few things he did that weren't being done until that time.
Okay.
The first one is we can all thank Prince Albert for Christmas trees being popular in the Commonwealth and in English-speaking culture.
Really?
Yes. Huh. It was already big in Germany. He didn't understand why people weren't bringing trees in and hanging them. That's, by the way, what he did. He would hang the trees. He would attach them to the roof.
Yeah.
Hang them upside down, cover them in candles and
Wait,
candies.
upside down?
Upside down from
That
the
is
roof.
satanic.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Actually, the tradition comes because they were trying to teach the pagans about the Holy Trinity.
Really?
So they made the upside down triangle because pagans used to look at oak trees. They would decorate oak trees.
Yeah.
So one day, some priest cut the oak tree down, flipped it upside. It was a small one, obviously.
Yeah.
Sure.
Flipped it, turned it upside down, and then pointed out that there we have 3 points. These are the 3 points. This is the triangle. This is the Holy Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost.
Oh, okay.
And thus began the tradition of hanging your trees upside down.
Wow.
Yes.
That's amazing.
So that's how they did it in the castle at first. Some also would go right side up just because he thought it was fun.
Right.
But the idea was, how neat. You have a tree, you hang it upside down from the roof.
That's cool.
That's what they did. And then trees became popular. He would fund putting trees in different churches and all over the kingdom. And that became kind of this great big tradition. The other thing that he brought is sweets.
Really?
Oh.
Do we all
lovely.
love having sweets at Christmas? I think we do.
It's a tradition.
We do, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
Yeah.
it started with he would dress up as like a towering Santa Claus figure.
Yeah.
And he would come in and you would say, "Bad boys get the cane, good boys get the gingerbread. So you better be good."
And that was the reward.
Actually, I think it was
right there.
Rod. I think it was
Was it
actually
Rod?
literally who would say
Yeah.
the Rod. Yeah, yeah.
We shouldn't
Bad
say
boys
Rod,
get the Rod.
and
Yeah.
Prince Albert
Yeah.
at the same time.
I mean, we've said enough.
We've said enough.
And it better be unedited. I want all of this in
I
the
want
show.
every juicy detail.
It is on. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So gingerbread then became this kind of popular thing at Christmas. And so now we get gingerbread cookies and things like that. But it expanded beyond that. He would actually put the treats, the sweets on the trees, and he would just put them in bowls and he would give them out. And it was sweets all around because now is Christmas time. It's holiday time. Celebrate, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
The last big thing is obviously in castles they had feasts all the time.
Yeah.
Right? But not everybody in the castle got to have a feast. So he was the one who started the tradition of if you work in the castle and it's Christmas time, you are also going to get a feast.
Wow.
Boxing Day?
Yes. And so now you have a gigantic feast that everybody gets to participate in, including the people who are the servants. So it became this really popular, amazing event where you get to eat. And then that would spread out. Yes,
I thought Boxing Day was Tyson and Jake Paul, but this goes way back.
It's way back.
Wow.
Tyson and Jake Paul, baby.
Yeah.
That's right.
And then this was just the beginning of having a big feast, no matter who you are, no matter where you are. Find a way to have a feast. And they did all sorts. They did gooses, they did boar's heads, they did all sorts of wild stuff. And they were going for the feast idea.
Prince Albert really kind of
Invented Christmas.
invented Christmas more than Charles Dickens.
The point we're trying to make is that a lot of people invented Christmas.
I don't know. I think that I have the person who really invented Christmas.
Okay, who's your favorite guy, and how did he invent Christmas?
Hands down, my favorite guy who invented Christmas is Mariah Carey.
Don't want a lot for Christmas.
I mean, it's not a guy, it's a gal. It's a gal.
But she's my guy.
You've
She's your
exposed my
guy and gal.
sexism.
I know. No, but here's the thing. Okay. Before people come after me and they attack me and they say, how could you possibly give that much credit to Mariah Carey when we are celebrating the 30th anniversary of All I Want for Christmas
That can't
Is
be true.
You?
That can't be
It
true.
is 30
That
years
can't be true.
ago.
That song is 5 years old.
It came out October 29th, my son's birthday,
Hey.
1994.
Your son was born in 1994. He's older than you.
I was so young. I was 16. I cannot believe it, but it has been 30 years. And here's the thing about this song. Love it or hate it, you cannot deny that this thing has become the biggest Christmas song to come up in our lifetimes.
I think so.
Because if you
think
go
that's
to
a
the
safe
Christmas
thing.
classic playlist, you
Yeah.
go to Dean Martin, you go to the old school classic Christmas songs,
Andy
Williams, you go to all these old timey songs that have been with us for years and years and years. And sure, there've
Bing.
been art, Bing Crosby, so many talented artists, but this
Michael Bubble.
It's Bublé.
This lady dropped this 30 years ago, and I would say it is going to live on. It's going to live past her and us and will be considered a Christmas classic because you can't deny the fact that when you hear it, you go, oh, it's Christmas season.
I mean, amongst
Christmas
people our age and younger, I would think that's kind of the kickoff song, right? You hear that, and
Absolutely.
it's like, oh,
Yep.
it's Mariah time.
Yeah. It's Mariah time. Yeah.
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 You know what's funny? You said like it or hate it. I have a feeling that with that song, and maybe I'm wrong. You guys can tell me what you think.
Yeah.
I think that that's a song that everybody loves at the beginning of the season
And then they hate
hates
it.
at the end of the season.
I'm glad you brought that up. There was a bar recently that had a ban. There was a sign, and it said that song cannot be played anytime before, it was like December 1st.
Yeah.
And it's once a day. And if it gets chosen on their jukebox, then it will be shut down immediately. And there was a ban in this bar. where they were
That's
like,
amazing.
No, all I want for Christmas is you. The thing about this song that's so remarkable is that Mariah Carey and her co-writing partner wrote it in 15 minutes.
Shut.
Well, that's almost as fast as Charles Dickens wrote his book.
I was just gonna say, that's her own Christmas Carol.
Yes, and this is the crazy thing. In 1994, Mariah was a star. This is not waning. She's a big star.
No.
And I don't know if you guys knew this, but Christmas albums were considered at the time a sign of your becoming a has-been.
Right.
So it was like if you were going to do a Christmas album, it was like,
Right.
oh, you're on your way out.
When Elvis
no.
did his, you
right?
knew it was
It's
over.
like it's over.
Yeah.
So when the subject first came to her to do a Christmas album, she's like, no, I'm not. I'm at the top of my game. And then
Right.
she thought about it. And she's like, I'm at the top of my game.
I
And
can
she
do whatever I
can
want.
do
That's
whatever
right.
I want. And so
And it'll make her a quadrillion dollars.
$2.5 million every Christmas.
Shut up.
Every Christmas. It's
Shut
made
up.
in royalties, they think, at $100 million. And Mariah herself makes 2.5 every year.
Just off of that. Just
off
by
of
sitting
that
down.
one
Just sitting
song.
down.
That they wrote in 15 minutes.
And her and the
But what a banger,
oh
though.
my God.
Like, if you take away the fact that you've heard it a million times and
Yes.
just think about the song itself as it is,
Yeah.
the way it builds, the way
Oh,
it
yeah.
starts, like the opening.
Yeah.
That first trill of her voice. You're like, it's Christmas.
Totally. I would equate that. That is a song that you can hear the first 0.5 seconds and you immediately know what it is. It comes out of nowhere. And I know for people out there in the world, they hear that song and they go, I hate this song, but let me tell you something. Just step away from that energy
Just step
for a second.
back.
Get into the Christmas spirit with
We're
me.
talking about one of our favorite guys.
Yes, this is one of my favorite guys. This song, written in 15 minutes with her co-writing partner, this is why I brought it out here, Walter Afanasieff. I don't know if I'm...
Spell it.
Yeah. AFAN ASIEFF.
Okay.
Afanasieff.
Everybody, that was the spelling, so we can all understand what happened there.
So he wrote this in 15 minutes, and they sat down, and so when they were recording at the time, she decorated the studio. It's in summer of 94.
Wow.
And she decorates it with trees and Christmas decorations because it's like August. And she's like, well, I got to get in the Christmas spirits. They get the whole thing there. They've been working together for 4 years. They come up with this idea. He sits down on the piano and he starts playing a boogie woogie on the piano, a classic 50s boogie rolling on the piano like that. And they just get it one after the next. And it starts coming together. And in 15 minutes, they have All I Want Is You. All I Want for Christmas is You. And this will fascinate you to know that all of the instruments in the song are all digital. They're all synthesized. There's not a real live instrument in that whole song.
Are you serious?
And not that Walter didn't try. He tried. They put the song down. He went to the studio. He tried to lay in some real drums, real instruments in it, and it just brought the weight of the song down. It had
interesting.
it just had a much more heavier depth. He wanted it bright. He wanted it sparkly. He wanted it light.
It's Christmas.
And
We're opening
so
the Christmas
he
season,
kept
baby.
it. And what's amazing is when you hear a lot of the instruments in there, you're kind of like, he did a really good job because I've never really thought that those were not real instruments at all. Digital in 1994.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive.
Really impressive.
So this thing has broken so many records. First of all, the song was added to the Library of Congress in 2023.
Yay!
All right,
Way to go, Mariah.
It is the only holiday single to
And
be
Walter.
And Walter. Good
And
job,
Walter.
Walter. It's the first and only holiday single to be certified diamond
What?
ever.
Diamond.
Yeah, that's like a whole new level.
Beyond platinum.
Beyond platinum. We are at diamond. Yep. And it
She
says,
has her own category of record.
Yes.
And of course, it's
absolutely.
bedazzled like her.
I mean, I hope they gave her a diamond record, like an actual diamond
I'm
record.
sure. I'm hoping she did. Well, here's the crazy thing. It topped Billboard Hot 100 chart in 2019 again, 25 years after its release. So it went to number 1 again. Won 3 Guinness World Records for the song. Highest charting holiday song on Billboard Hot 100 by solo artist. Most streamed song on Spotify in 24 hours. And the most weeks in the UK singles top 10 chart for a Christmas song. So she's broken tons of records with this song. And back when people were downloading ringtones, it was the number 1 downloaded ringtone on phones of all time.
Oh my gosh.
Of all time.
Of all time. It was the first Christmas song to hit number 1 since 1958. And
Wow.
the second one ever in history to do it. Because the first one was the Chipmunk song.
Oh,
Christmas Number
You're
Late.
kidding me.
It's a song that, yes, you can get tired of it. You really can. But I would say
Well,
that
because you
when
hear it a lot.
You do. It gets overplayed. It gets overdone. Obviously. For obvious reasons, it's that big.
It's that time of year.
But when I haven't heard it and it is December 1st and you hear it for the first time, I'm always like, yay.
We're back, baby.
We're back. We're
Yeah.
back. We're
Yeah.
It's Christmas
I
season.
think what this taught us is we should exploit Christmas and get as much money as physically possible, like
yeah.
Charles Dickens and
Prince Albert.
Prince Albert.
Prince Albert's pee-pee.
And Mariah Carey. Well, I mean, the thing
Prince
is
Albert is the one of the three of them who did the opposite, probably.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
He spread the cheer.
Yeah,
he did. I think he spent a lot of money making people happy on Christmas.
Yeah.
But
with that piercing.
but Mariah Carey and the producer Walter, they said, 15 minutes, they said that really is a testament to when you're not overthinking a song. They were like, look, it wasn't Swan Lake. It was not complicated. It was very simple. It was very straightforward. But we've talked about this off the show about how that's often how the song gets there.
The common theme here is don't overthink it.
Yeah.
Because with Dickens, it was, I'm in a rush, I'm in a panic, I have 6 weeks, I just got to do it, and you get a Christmas Carol. It's
true.
With Mariah, she's like, well, let's make a song. He's got a cool tune. She riffs like, I guess that's the song.
That's
15 minutes done later.
Yeah.
And even with PA, I mean, it was just like, what was Christmas like for me?
Yeah.
What made it amazing? What were the things? I'm going to give those to the people.
Yeah.
And now look at us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look at this set, for Pete's sake. Jeez, this is all Prince Albert all over the place.
But that's pretty much it. So anything else you guys like to add before we get out of here and go celebrate Christmas?
It's just that this has been a wonderful holiday season.
It really has been.
I hope everybody has had an incredible Christmas time.
Absolutely.
And an incredible Kwanzaa, an incredible Hanukkah to come. Hanukkah's ahead.
Yeah.
It's a great time of year. I'm glad it happens every year. I'm glad it happens all the time. Yes. I'm glad that you're all enjoying it. So.
Yes, we love bringing the show to you. We hope you've had a fun end of your year with Upward Spiral, and we're looking forward to all that we're going to do in 2025 together. So,
and all those lovely people out there in YouTube land, who is your favorite Christmas guy? Doesn't have to be a guy. It could be any guy.
Any guy.
It could be a guy. It could be a guy. It could be a guy.
Whoever.
Yeah. It could be a Mariah Carey guy. All those guys.
We don't discriminate. It can be any guy you want.
Exactly.
You get it.
All right. You boys ready to strap in?
Let's strap in. Christmas Catapult.
This is our final Christmas Catapult.
Christmas Catapult.
Here we go.
Oh, no.
It's stuck in her hair.
No. Get out, everybody.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
I hope you all get drones this Christmas.
I cannot believe how much penis we talked about in the Christmas episode.
Spiral, upward spiral.